Greetings to all and welcome to our exclusive presentation on the world's most reasonably priced communities. We're thrilled to see you all here with us today. Our first priority is to thank everyone for coming. Your presence makes this event extremely exceptional and we are grateful that you are interested in seeing these unusual and reasonably priced places. We're going to take you on a virtual tour of 8 extraordinarily cheap communities around the world today. These places provide amazing options without breaking the bank, whether you're wanting to stretch your retirement savings, plan a low-cost holiday, or even consider a move to a more affordable region. Every destination, from scenic European villages to quaint places in Southeast Asia, has its own special benefits and attractions. Remember to like and give us a thumbs up so we can continue regularly uploading videos. Number 8. Mexico. Mexico, which is located directly south of the United States, is a well-liked retirement and tourism destination because of its pleasant climate, numerous housing options, miles of coastline, and stunning towns. However, residing in a resort is not the same as living there permanently, so if you're thinking about retiring in Mexico or any other country, you should allow time for a long visit beforehand to get a better sense of the area as a home. Overall, the cost of living is modest, but it's crucial to consider specific cities. For comparison's sake, the cost of living is roughly 51% less in Cancun, a popular Caribbean resort location, and rent is 83% less than in New York. The cost of living in San Miguel de Allende, a quaint inter-Mexican city that is well-liked by foreigners, is around 43% cheaper than it is in New York, and rent is 72% cheaper. These and other cities provide lower costs in addition to the conveniences of resort or expat community life. Government initiatives that provide healthcare to low-income residents or impose premium payments are available. Many retirees pay cash for medical treatments or maintain private insurance because private hospitals and specialists provide high-quality care at comparatively inexpensive costs. Number 7. Ecuador. Ecuador, the entry point to the Galapagos Islands, attracts retirees from the US and other nations due to its miles of Pacific coastline, active volcano, scenic splendor, and abundance of expat communities. The currency of Ecuador is the US dollar, and the majority of individuals in the main cities are fluent in English. Compared to the United States, Ecuador has an approximate 54% lower overall cost of living. The cost of living is roughly 68% cheaper in Cuenca, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a well-liked neighborhood for foreigners, than it is in New York, with rent being roughly 91% less. Cuenca, which is in the highlands of Ecuador, has a temperate temperature that lowers the need for air conditioning and heating. All citizens and visitors are assured access to high-quality healthcare at a cost that is less than that of the United States. Number 6. Costa Rica. This nation of Central Americans features beaches, contemporary towns, rainforests that reach from the Pacific to the Caribbean. Though there are regional variations in the climate, ecology, and cost of living, overall the country has a 25% lower cost of living than the US, with an average 61% cheaper cost of housing as of May 2024. The nation's capital, San Jose, is situated in the Central Valley and has a cost of living that is almost 47% less than that of New York City, with rentals being almost 83% less. Retirees have access to the amenities provided by San Jose, a well-liked tourist destination, whether they choose to live in the city or on the hilly outskirts. The Pensionado visa is one of the residency programs. To be eligible, a minimum of $1,000 in monthly income must be paid to a Costa Rican bank for living expenses. For people without a pension, the Rentista program requires at least $60,000 or $2,500 per month from a fixed source for a minimum of 2 years. Number 5. Portugal. Thanks to its stunning landscapes, coastal cities, wineries, cuisine, and temperate climate, Portugal has grown to be one of the most sought-after travel destinations for retirees and tourists of all ages from around the globe. Living expenses are roughly 35% less than in the United States, and housing costs are about 43% cheaper. Lisbon, the country's capital, has a wider margin than New York, with about 50% cheaper cost of living and a nearly 66% lower rent. Retirees must apply for a residence permit at a local consulate. The residence permit has a 5-year validity period. After that, they must apply for a permanent permit. The Golden Visa program, which was developed to promote foreign investment in Portugal, has minimum requirements for contributions to real estate, scientific research, or financial transactions. Retirees interested in investing money should review the most recent information. Legal residents can register with the National Health Service to gain access to public hospitals and health centers, pay for services as they go, and receive excellent health care. For others, private insurance usually covers medical expenses. Obtaining a residency visa necessitates this. Number 4. Panama. Panama is a popular retirement location, ranking number 4 on International Living's annual Global Retirement Index of Best Places to Retire in 2024. Retirees are drawn to it because of its affordable cost of living, easy access to the United States, good temperature, and handy travel alternatives. The overall cost of living is roughly 35% lower, and housing expenditures are about 53% lower than in the United States. Location affects costs. For instance, in Panama City, rent is roughly 77% less than in New York, and the cost of living is 53% lower. With the pensionado visa, which requires pension income of at least $500 per month and offers discounts on a range of services in addition to a tax exemption on importing household goods, the government has made living in Panama particularly alluring. Visitors can stay for 3 months with a valid passport. For permanent residency, the documentation needs to be handled by a local immigration attorney. Panama's healthcare system is divided into 2 categories: public and private hospitals, clinics, and physicians. Co-payments are required for services, with the public system having cheaper rates. The private system, which provides first-rate care and amenities at affordable costs, supported by private insurance or self-pay, is the option that most retirees select. Number 3. Vietnam. Vietnam, on the other hand, offers a very low cost of living, which appeals particularly to retired adventurers who value the nation's beaches, natural surroundings, cuisine, history, and culture. Compared to the US, overall costs are around 59% lower, and depending on the area, rentals are roughly 79% lower. The cost of living is roughly 70% cheaper in Ho Chi Minh City, formerly Saigon, which is home to a sizable expat community, while housing is about 87% cheaper than in New York. The majority of foreigners and retirees rent, since it is a cost-effective option because the government controls all the land and prohibits foreigners from buying property. Vietnam has more complicated visa requirements than many other nations, yet it is still possible to apply for business or long-term visitation visas. Both public and private institutions offer relatively economical, high-quality healthcare. The majority of foreign nationals use private hospitals and have international health insurance. Across the nation, Hon My Medical Corporation operates clinics and hospitals. The majority of the medical personnel at Ho Chi Minh City's City International Hospital know English, and the hospital welcomes overseas patients. Number 2. Montenegro. With its Adriatic coast and gorgeous beachside resorts, Montenegro is a well-liked vacation spot that is beginning to draw interest from seniors and foreigners. It's a desirable spot to retire because of its stunning scenery, position in Europe, friendly people, and affordable cost of living. Rents are roughly 75% lower, and the average cost of living is about 44% lower than in the US. Podgorica's housing costs are approximately 87% lower than those of New York, and the capital and largest city are about 62% cheaper. The Montenegrin government offers a variety of visas, and there are options for permanent residency as well. Incentives abound for investment in Montenegro, and foreigners are welcome to purchase real estate. In the upcoming years, Montenegro is anticipated to become a member of the European Union in addition to NATO. Montenegro offers both public and private health care. The majority of retirees and foreign nationals buy private insurance, which often includes medical evacuation, which gives them the option to seek medical attention abroad in case they need it. Number 1. Colombia. The weekly ciclovia on Carrera Septima draws hundreds of people of all ages to the Andean capital city of South America to enjoy the ciclovia lanes for cycling, rollerblading, jogging, or even walking their pet dogs. This country in South America is located on the northwest coast of the continent and features mountains, notably the Colombian Andes, beaches, and rainforests. Rent in Colombia is 79% less than in the US, and the cost of living is roughly 56% cheaper. Cities and inland communities have different costs, and there are different types of housing available. The cost of housing is almost 90% less in Bogota than it is in New York, while the cost of living is about 69% cheaper. Modern public and private hospitals in Colombia offer high-quality, reasonably priced healthcare. Citizens and foreign nationals with a valid national ID card can enroll in the public health plan by paying premiums. There is also private insurance available. The pensionado visa category is one that is most frequently utilized by retirees. Applicants must demonstrate that they make at least 3 times the minimum salary in Colombia in order to be granted it. Social Security, pensions, and savings are some sources of income. Retirees are eligible to apply for a residence visa after 5 years. In addition, holders of a valid visa may apply for a foreign ID card, which offers additional benefits like access to the healthcare system. I appreciate you seeing. Remember to subscribe and like our YouTube channel.